Happy Memorial Day, my friends. My friends, this is how we won the war. Allied forces in Germany, with the help of, what are these called? The Star Wars tank walkers, Darth Vader's tank walkers, Imperial walkers, something like that. This is such a cool picture. This is off a wall at it's the Parkway Theater lounge bar in McKees Rocks, Pittsburgh. Those of you who are around Pittsburgh area, my friends were here this Saturday night, Memorial Day weekend, playing their jazz stuff, and this picture was on the wall. This is such a cool picture, so I thought I would share it with you. So happy Memorial Day, and thank you to all who serve.
The spring is finally here. My broken heart is crying.
All right, well, good morning. I'm sure many of you will watch this later on today or tonight or whenever. If you have a hangover from drinking last night, well, I had Coke and Pepsi last night, Coke and something else last night at McDonald's. Anyway, welcome to the live show. I know it's been a while. It's been a long week, a long month, but let's get to some quick updates. Discord. You know, I made a comment here that the web seemed a little bit safer during the pandemic. I've talked about the rise of bogus emails and sponsorship emails, and apparently there's been a lot of hacking going on. So I don't know if the Discord, I don't know if my Discord got hacked, but I changed the passwords twice into rather extremely long sentences that make no sense as a good password, I think. And I deleted all the logins, all the saved logins from my other login computers, phones. So let me know if that works. Again, I know I haven't done much this month. It's been a long month, a long week. I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned this, but last week, one of my cousins, her Honda, I guess the transmission just crapped out. She bought it new back in 2016, so I had to help her decide what to do and help her shop for her car. She's a nurse. She's not technically minded, but anyway, I think she found a Toyota. Good choice. But getting back to this, yeah, a lot of bogus, shenanigans going on post-pandemic, so be careful out there. If you want to support the channel, Total OS Today, without a bogus email, there are 3 ways to do it. One way is through my dad's music. It's on the Bandcamp page. Salvatore Pates is my dad's name. You can support the channel through Patreon or PayPal. At this point, I'm pretty much automatically deleting any kind of sponsorship email from a company, whether it's legit or not. I just got tired of it. So, I mean, if it's an email from you, of course I will respond. But there are 3 ways to support the channel directly. Dad's Tunes, that you might hear in the background now. PayPal and Patreon. That's it. That directly supports the channel. Thank you, those of you who are still around post-pandemic. It is greatly appreciated. All right, let's see. Where are we here? So yeah, I'm on Discord off and on. So thank you for sticking around, and sorry for the silliness that's been going on the Total OS Discord. I assure you that was not me. All right, just turning down my dad's songs here in the background. Looks like it's going to be another beautiful day. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's see here. Let's go back here. And yeah, let's talk about King Chrome OS. According to Chrome Unboxed, Chrome OS and Chromebooks are everywhere. These are wonderful, perfectly powered, Linux-powered machines. Chrome OS Chromebooks and now Chrome OS Flex. The Chromebook and the system it uses, it is the only Linux-based system I have used since I've been using Linux since 2006. It is the only system that has been about as bug-free as possible. Either it works or it doesn't work. There's nothing to fix. Awesome machines. And on this Chrome Unboxed article, I guess there's a video. We will not look at the video. It says here Chrome OS is being used in places you likely never expected. For example, I guess Chromebooks. Let's scroll down here. Chromebooks is being used at Buffalo Wild Wings for promotion and digital signage. It reads here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Why not? Chrome OS is being used at call centers. Okay. Why not? Chrome OS is being used in healthcare. It says here Chrome OS is expanding into healthcare. Hackensack Meridian Health. Hackensack, is that in New Jersey? Anyway, Hackensack Meridian Health, it says here, wanted to consolidate and improve their overall operations to improve practitioners' experiences by leveraging Chrome OS. They saw a 10% reduction. Login times, $6 million in savings for licensing, management, and infrastructure, and an easier transition path for employees to work from home. Wow. Let's see here. The cost savings are impressive. This is from Hackensack Meridian Health. If you are from Hackensack, let me know. The cost savings are impressive, but the biggest impact of using Chrome OS devices along with Google Workspace and other tools is that our clinicians, nurses, and other frontline workers have fast, secure access to health records, so they can deliver faster, better patient experiences. Who knew that Chrome OS would become the king of the Linux-based systems? Was not expecting this, but over 10 years since Chromebooks have been out of Chrome OS. Nice. So he says here, as a fan of Chromebooks, that makes me happy, and if you are a fan or even just a casual user, it should make you happy. Anything that works and is virtually bug-free, yeah, I think I'm happy. If you haven't tried a Chromebook or Chrome OS Flex, you can try Chrome OS Flex for free. You definitely should. So we talked about Chromebooks before. I won't repeat everything I said. So Chromebooks, Chrome OS is a speedy, simple, secure operating system. Powers every Chromebook. Upgrade is easy, blah, blah, blah. Again, I will not go through all this. Long battery life, 12 hours. Some of these have touchscreen. Mine does. Easy to set up with the Google account. Automatic security built in. I have never seen a Chromebook get malware or ransomware. And now when I say never, I mean zero, zilch, nada. Well done. So looking for the best in security, I guess Chromebooks are the way to go. And the way this is done is with, it says here, sandboxing. Chrome OS keeps different software on your Chromebook separate with sandboxing, verified boot at start, security chip, and more built-in virus protection. Again, this is all automatic. Updates are done in the background. Again, with the Chromebook and the Chrome OS Flex, either it works or it doesn't work. There is nothing to fix, fine-tune, or anything like that. And with these also, you do not have to use the terminal. If you were scared of the terminal using other Linux-based systems, you can use the terminal in the Chromebook. You can install Linux app if you want Linux apps, if you want to. It is not necessary. You don't have to do it. I do it for fun. But yeah, these machines are truly incredible. That's why I call this King Chrome OS. All right, one thing I also wanted to mention, I saw some reports on the web about school systems having to throw away the Chromebooks that they bought for their school systems during the pandemic lockdowns. Well, I don't know the whole story, but if students are dropping machines like a Chromebook and breaking them, yeah, that can be a problem for any machine. Number two, if teachers or school systems bought a Chromebooks for $300, $200 or even less, and they are beginning to become outdated, well, you got what you paid for. Now, I'm not defending one argument or the other, but these are the facts. However, if a Chromebook is past the expiration date of updates, and I find that hard to believe because a lot of the Chromebooks that were built in 2020 can get up to 8 years of updates, 7 or 8 years of automatic security updates. So unless they purposely bought a bunch of almost outdated machines, I'm not sure what the problem is. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But you can extend the life of a Chromebook that has been outdated through the AUE, the automatic update system in the Chromebook, with something called Lacrosse. Now, this allows you to install Linux and Chrome OS web browser onto a Chromebook, and that allows you to still get updated browser updates, so you can safely use a Chromebook. At least this is from my understanding of Lacrosse. I have two Chromebooks. One is definitely outdated. I installed Lacrosse so I can still use the Chromebook safely, from my understanding, by installing Lacrosse. Now, this is still in a developmental stage, beta, or maybe even less than beta. I'm not sure. So this may or may not work. But if you can get this to install and work, you can extend the life of an outdated Chromebook. I guess indefinitely, until your system is so old that it's not fast anymore. But yeah, school systems, students, if you have a Chromebook that you bought 3 years ago during the pandemic, and it says it will no longer receive updates, that's not entirely accurate. You can try installing Lacrosse. I've spoken about this multiple times here on Total OS today. And yeah, I installed this last year. It seems to be working, although I use my faster Chromebook, the one with the touchscreen, which is awesome. So yeah, outdated Chromebooks are not necessarily obsolete. Look, eventually everything becomes obsolete. It's just the nature of things. But if you have an outdated Chromebook, no need to throw it away or recycle it or whatever. Try installing Lacrosse. You might be surprised how well this runs. Again, this is still experimental, I believe. This may or may not work, but give it a shot. It's free, so why not? All right. So as some of you know by now, I no longer use Ubuntu on a day-to-day basis. For this live stream here, I'm using Linux Mint, the Cinnamon edition, even though I prefer Mate, but all three editions are good. XFCE Cinnamon. Man, I should have had coffee this morning, but I'll be all right. So I'm running Linux Mint Cinnamon edition. Ubuntu is not the same. I tried. I was patient. I am probably the most patient Windows user on planet Earth who has been promoting Linux for many years now. But at some point, as the saying goes, enough is enough. As some of you know, I ran an update months ago on my Ubuntu 22.04. I had no sound. It said dummy output. How appropriate. In the sound settings, it said dummy output, no sound. So I have no fear of the terminal. So I ran some commands I thought would fix it. Forget about it. Okay, now I'm patient, but after a couple hours, I'm like, come on, man. Let me just reinstall the system. It still said dummy output. Now this is Ubuntu. Okay, Linux Mint is fine. At that point, I gave up. Ubuntu was not what it used to be. The last Super Ubuntu was in 2016 with the Unity 7 desktop. I had it on 2 machines, but they decided to go with the GNOME desktop, probably the worst, one of the worst Linux desktop environments. I don't say this lightly. Again, I've been doing this since 2006. I am still a Windows user, promoting different forms of Linux such as Chromebooks and Linux Mint and whatever. But at some point, you just have to say enough is enough. Now there are a couple of Linux-based systems that use the GNOME desktop environment very well. 2 that I'm aware of, and that's Pop! OS. Yeah, Pop! OS is good, and Zorn OS. But I still prefer the Mate desktop. Cinnamon is good. I've tested all 3 versions of Linux Mint. Actually 4. There's a Debian edition. Can't really say that's for Windows users. XFC is the lightest. Mate is next, and the slowest would be Cinnamon. It is somewhat noticeably slower version of Linux. Not that much slower, but on an older machine it is noticeable. But they all work well. I have Linux Mint installed on a couple of devices along with Windows 11. Yes, you can install Windows 11 on an outdated machine that's 10 years old or more. I have installed Windows 11 on a dinosaur machine, and I've done it twice. So if you're seeing videos that say Windows 11 can't do what Linux does, it's a bunch of, well, I'll just say it's a bunch of bullshit. And I'll leave it at that when it comes to Windows 11. Now, I'm not saying you should dump Linux for Windows 11. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is if you have an old machine and you've been told you cannot install Windows 11 because it's too heavy, it's not true. And I've proven it multiple times. But for today, Linux Mint just works. Have not had to fix anything. Chrome OS, Flex, and Chromebooks just work. They are incredible. Both systems are incredible. Chrome OS Flex and Linux Mint are incredible. All right, I'm getting a message from a friend of mine. Give me 1 second, my friend. All right, message from one of my friends who was just telling me that King Chrome OS rocks. No, that's not what he said. He wants to meet for breakfast. And I told him, give me a few minutes. So, yeah, if you haven't already tried the Chromebooks, Chrome OS Flex, or Linux Mint, you definitely should. All right, so I have to meet my friend. He wants to meet for coffee on this Memorial Day. Let me just take a quick gather here in the chat. It looks like we have Barcour is in the house. Hello, Christopher Walker. Okay, welcome. Yeah, I will be ending the stream here in a moment so I can meet my friends for breakfast at the local Eaton Park. So, to recap here briefly, Chromebooks are the way to go. It's that simple. Try Chrome OS Flex, try Linux Mint. If you are on my Discord channel, Sorry for the shenanigans that have been going on. Hopefully that's been fixed. Yeah. Beware of bogus, phony sponsorship emails. That appears to be the second pandemic of things. Really bad. So be careful getting emails or opening attachments that you do not need to open. Seems to me that a real email from a possible sponsor would just be a simple text document just to read the contract. If you want to support Total OS today, you guys know how to do it. PayPal, Patreon, My Dad's Tunes. Happy Memorial Day if you celebrate that kind of holiday. If you are in the States, I know that you do. Thank you to all who have served. It is greatly appreciated. And for those of you watching this picture, this is such a cool picture, man. It's World War II. I'm assuming this is a picture of our forces in Germany with the Star Wars. What is the word? Imperial tank walkers from The Empire Strikes Back. Such a cool picture. Anyway, be safe out there. I'll catch you on the next one. Arrivederci.